The date was February 14th, Valentine's Day, and the residents of Gravity Falls were all preparing for this loving holiday. You could see the heart-shaped decorations on nearly every window, balloons on every lamppost, and rows of grocery store shelves filled with heart-shaped chocolates. The flower stands bloomed with loads of red and pink roses, and the couples that are set out to give their sweethearts the perfect gift. Yes, many still take this holiday very seriously, so they can express their love for the people who are very special in their lives. However, not all take this holiday seriously as the rest of the townsfolk do. Take Wendy Corduroy, for example. With all the luck she has had with relationships, Valentine's Day has been a pitiful reminder of those not-so-great memories. Although, on this Valentine's Day, her attitude towards the holiday may change. Over the course of a few months, she has befriended a young-looking, witty, gorgeous ice demon named Sylvia. It's a long story, but I will give you the short version. Bill Cipher returned to Gravity Falls, formed a relationship with Dipper, elements of Bill's past started to emerge, and, well, Sylvia was friends with Bill's family. Through Bill, Wendy met Sylvia and took a liking to her. It wasn't love until after Wendy took Sylvia to her very first movie. The demon's beautiful crimson eyes lit up like stars that had made Wendy's cool exterior melt. From there, Wendy could only think about Sylvia and longed for her affections. With the number of adventures they have been taking, and the hints Wendy has been throwing her way, she is hoping that Sylvia will accept her advances and they will become more than friends. In the afternoon, Wendy rushed down to the nearest flower shop. She entered and started to look around the store. There was a lot of flowers, but after some time, she found the perfect one. A beautiful crimson red rose to match Sylvia's amazing eyes. She snatched the flower as quickly as she could and paid for it at the counter. After receiving her change, she thanked the shopkeeper and headed back to her house, where all she had to do now was wait for Sylvia to arrive. As Wendy makes it back home, she sees Sylvia waiting on a tree stump near the house. Happy and somewhat nervous, her face beamed with joy as she rushes over to Sylvia. "Hey, Sylvia," Wendy called out. "Hello, Wendy," Sylvia replied happily as she hops off the tree stump and heads over to Wendy. The pair wrap each other in an embrace as Wendy lifted Sylvia, swinging her around in a loop. After a few giggles, the pair break free from their embrace and exchange smiles. "I have something for you," Wendy said. "For me? Aw, you shouldn't have." Sylvia chuckles sweetly. "Don't mention it. Besides, it's supposed to be a very special day here in the human world," Wendy explains as she reveals the rose from behind her back. Sylvia was amazed by this object, that it made her smile with glee. She humbly accepted the rose and took a good look at its beautiful structure. "It's so lovely. If I remember correctly, this is a rose, right?" Sylvia looked to Wendy for confirmation. "Yes, it is. It reminded me of your lovely crimson eyes," Wendy commented, making Sylvia have a pink blush across her face. Thank you. It certainly is pretty." Sylvia smiles at her. "Listen, there's something I wish to ask you," Wendy said. "Oh? Well, I have something I want to ask you too," Sylvia replied. Wendy's heart began to pound at the very thought. Could Sylvia finally be understanding all of Wendy's advances and confessing her feelings? The suspense was completely overwhelming, and all that Wendy could hear was the sound of her heartbeat in her ears. What is it, Sylvia?" Wendy stuttered. "I was wondering, what is the one place you've dreamed of visiting?" Sylvia questions as Wendy's stomach dropped. "Oh, are you sure? It's kinda far," Wendy admits. "I'm sure! Now spit it out!" she pressed as Wendy chuckles. I always wanted to go to Paris," Wendy confessed. A satisfying smile appears on Sylvia's face. "Paris? Alrighty, that shall be our next adventure. However, tonight It is going to be a little different, Sylvia says. Different? How so? Wendy raised an eyebrow in curiosity as Sylvia gently took her by the hand. You'll see, she smiles. Sylvia snapped her fingers, and the pair were transported to Paris. Not just anywhere in Paris. They were at the top of the Eiffel Tower. The area was surrounded by a captivating night sky filled with a glowing moon and bright stars. Its atmosphere was calming, peaceful, and most of all, romantic. Wendy couldn't believe that Sylvia actually brought her here. She was over the moon. The sound of Sylvia's fingers snapped reached Wendy's ears. She turned around to find a candlelit dinner table for two in the middle of the room. This captivated Wendy and made her grow curious as to what Sylvia was up to. You told me that today is a special day in the human world. I wish to celebrate it with you, Sylvia tells her. Really? You do? Wendy muttered happily. Of course. Now close your eyes. Wendy followed Sylvia's instructions and covered her eyes. The demon's fingers snapped once again, and Wendy could feel her body tingle a bit from her magic. Sylvia gave the command to open her eyes, and Wendy was shocked by what she was wearing. A red and black flannel suit, her hair in a high ponytail, paired with a black tie. As Wendy looked to Sylvia to thank her, the words couldn't seem to leave her mouth after what she saw. Sylvia was dressed in a long blue, slim dress along with her hair in beach wave curls. The sight of her made Wendy breathless. Sylvia, you look gorgeous, Wendy muttered after a few seconds of staring. Oh, stop! You flatter me too much, Sylvia blushed as Wendy chuckles. It's true, though. The red-headed lumberjack smiles brightly. After a moment of exchanging nothing but flattering comments and lustful gazing, Wendy walks over and pulls out the chair for Sylvia. Thank you, Wendy, Sylvia says. You're welcome, Wendy replied as she walks to her seat. What would you like to eat? I can whip up anything you want, the ice demon insisted. I think steak and potatoes would be nice, Wendy answers. Done. Sylvia snaps her fingers and two plates with the food of choice appeared, along with a bottle of Wendy's favorite wine. Wendy praised and thanked Sylvia for the meal. As time goes by, the pair enjoy their dinner, laugh at some jokes, and share some more insight about each other. The date was going well. Soon enough, Wendy could feel her face getting a little warm from the many glasses of wine she consumed. An urge was coursing through her mind, one that wishes for Sylvia's smooth, pink lips. Once their meal was finished, followed by another glass of wine, Sylvia snapped her fingers. Suddenly, there was beautiful and romantic piano music being played. Wendy seized this opportunity to make a big move. Getting up from her chair, she walks over to Sylvia and reaches her hand out to her. Care to dance with me? Wendy requested as her partner gave a soft chuckle. Of course, Sylvia answers as she takes Wendy's hand. The red-headed lumberjack places her arms around Sylvia's waist, pulling her close. The soft and delicate arms of the demon wrap around Wendy's neck. As the pair start to dance, Sylvia noticed that Wendy seemed a little loose and warm. Had too much to drink? Sylvia chuckles. Nah, I'm a corduroy. I know how to handle my liquor. Wendy laughs. If you say so. Sylvia gave her a beautiful, gentle smile, along with the glow of the stars in her eyes. This left Wendy breathless once again. You're so beautiful, Wendy muttered, catching Sylvia off guard. Okay, you definitely had too much to drink. However, I am curious. What else can a corduroy do? Sylvia playfully wondered. At this moment, Wendy found her opening. This. Within a second, Wendy pressed her lips onto Sylvia's. Shocked and confused at first, until after a moment or two, Sylvia closed her eyes to accept Wendy's kiss. The lumberjack could feel the ice demon's soft, tender lips pressed against hers, and was overwhelmed with joy. Sylvia's hands moved up to cup Wendy's face to enhance the passion of the kiss, and Wendy pressed Sylvia's body close. The kiss felt like time has stopped, and only the sounds of their heartbeats could be heard. It was surely incredible and full of love. After a minute, the pair break free from their passionate kiss and lock eyes with one another. "Well, that was certainly impressive," Sylvia muttered in awe. "That's not all. Sylvia, I love you, and I have for a while now. Will you be mine?" Wendy came forward, making Sylvia blush intensely. After a moment of complete silence, Sylvia finally smiled and gave Wendy her answer. "Seems like you beat me to it," she simply says, leaving Wendy confused. "Wait, hold on. Are you saying—" Wendy trailed off as Sylvia nodded. "Tonight, I was going to tell you how I felt about you. I knew today was a special day, and I wanted to surprise you. However, as I said, you beat me to it," Sylvia chuckles. "So you—" "Yes, I love you, Wendy Corduroy, and I will be yours," Sylvia confesses, leaving Wendy overjoyed and filled with happiness. Wendy pulled Sylvia in for another loving kiss to express how happy she made her. On this Valentine's Day, a new love was formed under the starry night of Paris, a romance between a red-headed lumberjack and a beautiful ice demon. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope you all have a happy Valentine's Day, or for those singles out there, happy Single Awareness Day. But fear not, I will gladly be your Valentine if you'd like. Don't forget to click that like button, and if you wish to see more content, click that subscribe button. All my social media accounts are listed below. Feel free to check them out. Have a wonderful day that's full of love. Till next time!